and the Mavs with the return of their leading man again because Kawhi Leonard is playing for the first
night 2 of this back-to-back matchup.
Well, quite a bit. Very disruptive. So you're going to have to play with force if you are the Mavericks this season.
Steal by Chris Dunn. Sean Wright, Marat Kogut, Brett Nansel are the officials. Not to say that the first 4 or 5 minutes will tell us everything, but I am intrigued to see that, as I know you are, in terms of force, disposition, etc. from the Mavericks' perspective.
They have to have that.
James Harden will put it down, and it's Lively there to challenge the shot. They get it right sometimes.
Sometimes they get it right.
On the bounce, Anthony Davis right to the basket. Very fluid drive.
Unguardable against most defenses.
34 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks on Wednesday for AD in his last game. Three-pointer, Norman Powell. PJ ensures that's a one-and-done trip for the Clippers.
You're going to see a lot of this.
Clippers won 114-91 last night. It wasn't a wire-to-wire win, but it darn near was. The last time the Mavs led in the game was 6-5. Lively, a catch on the edge of the paint. Defended well by Davis against Harden from the baseline. And standing his ground inside to secure the defensive board. Zubac leads the entire NBA in total offensive rebounds this year. He just had a defensive board and didn't need to have an offensive board. Knocked up out of bounds by Washington. And the Mavs turn it over for the second time in the early stages of the game.
Good
Steal,
job.
Lively, stepped around Zubac. Zubac's turned and quickly had something to say to the official. Now here's PJ. PJ lost it on the drive against Norman Powell. PJ picked it back up. It was dislodged by Kawhi. It's a three-point heave by Klay.
Got to get back.
Because right now a 3-on-2 is developing. Running to the corner is Powell. He'll drive in January 14th. We did not see him again until his return on Wednesday. Sat last night on the front end of the back-to-back. He played 14 and 13 points and boards last night. And here is a defensive player who attacked that pass.
He certainly did.
Leonard is on an undisclosed minutes restriction and his first time to play both sets of a back-to-back in over a year for the Clippers.
Like size, they can switch a lot, the Clippers. Although you don't want this matchup, they're going to double him right away.
Here comes Zubac to help Chris Dunn against AD. Bullet pass. Dinwiddie inside the assist on the easy finish for Love.
To the right guy in that situation.
A drive by Harden into the teeth of the game and 50% shooting. 15 on the shot clock. Najee Marshall's gone in. Zubac, of course, isn't going to take a three, but he drives it, lost it, scooped back up, missed by Kawhi. Tip-in missed as well. Even if you don't block the shots, AD's presence can put a player off, as we saw there. And out of a triple threat, that three is on.
You can do all the basics from it.
6 out of 19 on threes, Anthony Davis in his time with the Mavs. The Harden step back. And Dinwiddie secures a rebound. Dinwiddie a couple of assists. Now he's got his first board. Perhaps another assist. Around and out for AD on the three. Davis poked the ball away from Norman Powell. Picked up by PJ. Numbers right now for Dallas. Davis inside. He's fouled.
That stuff comes in handy when you play a team like the Clippers.
Mavericks have fared well this year on the salvage, a split and tie the game.
It's been all about Davis.
17 and 23, the road record for Dallas. Remember, they have 42 road games to play this year. Harden for three. Clipper home record. Clippers 45 and 32. 38-40 is where things stand for the Mavericks this year going into this game. A Harden three. A Klay three to respond. No, he's chased off the line by Chris Dunn. Good drive. Season going into play tonight, but despite that, is in the top 20 in the league. 20.
That can fill up a stat sheet.
4 assists, 2 blocks per game with Dallas, along with 19. 1 of 2 on the line, up with the left hand, rolls in for Kawhi Leonard. Missed his first 2 field goal attempts before that make. Screen and roll involving Dinwiddie and Davis. 24 minutes, and that low minute number certainly a component of why he's able to play tonight on the second night of a back-to-back. Too strong off the glass. Still free there for a moment. Ty Lue said that Kawhi's been wanting to play in back-to-backs, but the medical staff just wanted to make sure that the time was right, that he was checking all the boxes that he needed. Last night certainly were another component of the decision-making process. Walking into a 3, off target to the left for Davis. Over the top, that's caught on the run and slammed by Leonard.
Well, you got to get back.
From an 8-8 tie, 9 of the last 10 points of the game scored by the Clippers. A bit strong on the Davis layup attempts. Well, last night at a 10-10 tie, the Clippers went on a run that essentially ceased.
Especially getting guys in foul trouble.
Harden only had 12 points on 4 of 11 shooting last night.
He got some rest, too. He didn't play a lot of minutes.
He already has 10 in his opening 6.5 minutes of play this evening. On the drive.
All spearheaded by their ability to contain their opponent. Nice.
Field goal attempt of the game. And a well-run play out of a timeout for the Mavs.
I like it. Certainly need to get PJ on track.
Mavericks had already started going to their bench when Marshall went in for Lively. He's defending right now. Kawhi scores over him.
You know, coaches, they play cat and mouse games probably sometimes. There's nothing wrong with Kawhi.
No. He looks like the real deal Holyfield.
Looks like it himself.
Off the turnover for Dallas. Powell with a miss. Mavs have been loose with the ball here in the opening 8 minutes. They have 5 turnovers. Clippers very, very good at forcing turnovers. Powell defending Spencer Dinwiddie. A back down here, a quick turn. First 7:51 of the game. 2 guys off the bench for them. That big junior. When you get a healthy Amir Coffey, he will be in the mix as well.
And their roles are well documented. One shoots, the other does whatever needs to be done in Derrick Jones Jr.
Here's a double. Bogdanovic shot it well last night. He puts it down, and then Powell under the defense. Ty Jones taps it. Derrick Jones Jr. with an offensive board for the Clippers.
With that live body that he has.
A pair of free throws by Dinwiddie, and then Harden.
The Clippers already with 20 points in the paint in this contest.
And that is too many so far. 4-3, up and no good. Mavs are 1 of 5 on threes in the game. Davis has made 1. Last night, Dallas was 4 of 20 from distance. Caleb Martin defending Bogdanovic. Slapped out by Zubats. Caleb Martin, the advance pass to Najee Marshall. They had Kai Jones arriving, but they go with Christie. Then good ball movement and a Caleb Martin corner. Shot by Martin is off target. And then a bad pass. Big run for the Clippers since this game was tied at 8-8. Anthony Davis, 7 points early on. More than half of Dallas's scoring output. A jump stop in the paint for Najee Marshall. Kai Jones is well positioned for the put. 9 points, 5 rebounds in 22 minutes for Jones last night. Tonight, his 11th game. He had 12 games, the prorated number that he could be active when he signed with Dallas on a 2-way deal.
His ability to lead.
23-24 at the very end of the season. He signed with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Never saw any action. Didn't see any action with them until this year when he was on a 2-way contract. Jones, a native of the Bahamas. 2 years collegiately in Austin for the Longhorns. Marshall dribbled into traffic. Now Christie. Making himself available near the free throw line is Anthony Davis. And for Davis, that's 9. Flashing into the middle of the defense. Zubats, soft touch.
Still going into this position for the Mavericks being better.
Here's a Bogdanovic drive and left free for 3. Jones, no good. Playing tonight for the Clippers, he did not play on the front end of the back-to-back last night, is Ben Simmons. You see number 25 for Los Angeles in their City Edition light blue uniforms. In rhythm, off a couple of crossovers, a launch by Kawhi is no good. Derek Lively's back end, played 4 minutes in the first quarter. 1 basket on 2 shot attempts in the first for Lively. He's got 1 foul. 4-3, Klay Thompson. Batum with the rebound. And it's an attack by Ben Simmons, and then the kick out.
Jones Jr. being very aggressive.
Jones up on Anthony Davis. AD drives to the elbow. Caleb Martin, the extra pass, and that leads to a Klay Thompson corner. 3.
Order to him.
Klay was feeling under the weather last night and only played 10 minutes in the game. I'm sorry, 13 minutes in the game. Bogdanovich.
Push off there.
Bogdanovich 6 assists and then doubled that number when it comes to points last night and shot it efficiently for the 2nd straight game. Shot it well against New Orleans on Wednesday. Hook shot missed by Lively over Ben Simmons. Bogdanovich in the open court, looking for another one. Upstairs to
Go up and get any kind of lob. So that is time with us.
Yeah, there has not been a lob thrown that I've seen that DJ can't go up and get. Lively tried to secure the loose ball. How he poked that square ball away by Ben Simmons, and it's a snowbird for.
Pretty good.
Kawhi against Caleb Martin. Martin really trying to dig in to keep Leonard out of the paint. Easier said than done. That's good.
Sensational.
Klay double pumps. Got it.
Going offensively for Dallas. They really struggled shooting the 3 in the last couple of games.
10 for 30 the other night against Brooklyn in a loss. 4 for 20 last night. 8 points. Gonna go to Davis against Batum. Ben Simmons comes over on the double. That Caleb Martin on the floor. Lively. Free ball picked up. Klay. There's been a foul out of the game. P.J. Washington back out there. While the Clippers have the ball right now, let's talk a little Klay Thompson. Leslie, you've got more on Thompson, who has knocked down a couple of shots here.
Yeah, he told me after last night that he felt so much better today, and I just love what Jason Kidd had to say about him yesterday. There it is, that this is his time.
Like the kicks?
Indeed. Like the kicks, love the cause. Timeout taken by Ty Lue. Klay Thompson has started to get things rolling. Late clock situation, it's stolen anyway. Bogdanovich would have had to do something pretty special to get a shot up to beat the buzzer, but it didn't matter. Caleb Martin steals, attacks, and guides.
Is Martin. Right after the miss, he's right back up at it. That's the tip. That's hanging around.
Norman Powell, first on PJ. First of 2. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a let-off for Dallas. That it's a trip to the line for the normally quite reliable Norman Powell when it comes to freebies. Klay Thompson off target. Klay has all 8 points for the game here in the early stages of the 2nd quarter. Anthony Davis leading Dallas with 13. Harden turned down a shot to kick it out to Kawhi Leonard. A missed corner 3 for Kawhi. Kawhi in his 13th year from San Diego State. Steal. One of the best to ever play when it comes to stealing the ball, whether it's on-ball defense or intercepting a pass.
Shout out to Coach Bishop.
So tonight, before the game, I asked Jake Kidd about what the honor meant as we see PJ score out of a timeout.
Need to see more from him.
He said, well, just the honor to play with players like Kobe, LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, who's going into the Hall of Fame this year as an individual. And he said, you know, I had kind of a different role on that team It's nice to go into the Hall of Fame as the ball boy from that team. Now, he was not the ball boy. Come on now.
Right.
But always very, very modest about his own play.
Yeah. Well, his game was unselfish.
Give and go. Speaking of unselfish, and it's Kai Jones. No three-point play. 10-point game. Free throw wide, shooting into the wall that we discussed last night. The Mavs are only 4 of 7 here in the first half. Tip pass, Caleb Martin. Free ball, though, picked up by Kawhi. Passing lane was closed off for a moment by Dallas. Then it's Zubac, a deep paint catch and a finish with the left.
Had a difficult time challenging that shot.
A drive and a lead. Dinwiddie and Kai Jones on the pick and roll. And it's finished by Jones. I love watching Kai Jones play.
How could you not?
This time with Dallas has been unlike anything he's experienced in his career. Opportunity and production. And he's part of Dallas forcing a turnover here. Caleb Martin, coast to coast for Caleb. Back the other way. Dallas tries to get matched up as the Clippers look to set up quickly. Kawhi, isolation against Kai Jones. The Clippers shoot more field goal attempts off isolations than anyone else in the NBA. 10 a game.
That's what I did, was give it to other people. He is so humble, and just talking about his role there and minimizing the role that he had on that team.
Well, someone, of course, had to remind him about the numbers. Mark, you know who that was.
Mark followed up.
There's numbers that need reminding. Someone needs to be reminded. And Anthony Davis right back into the game. Hart, their first possession, right back into the game, and there are players who you're cool with.
Yeah, you're cool with AD. He's a real shooter.
Crashing the glass. Two on the free throw line a little bit ago. Even Harden is 11th. Oh, Harden just missed one. 27,555 points. James Harden, 11th in NBA history. Organized in the corner. A missed shot, though, by PJ.
Playing their best basketball.
I think the Klay Thompson burst earlier in this quarter was pretty important. That provided a pick-me-up to the Dallas offense when they really needed it. Davis passes out of the post, and it falls right to him on the miss for PJ. There's been a foul call. And being successful in transition, Harp, I like free throws slowing the pace of the game down. Davis has had 3 different on each of those 3 trips to the charity stripe. Norman Powell on the drive down the edge of the lane. Max Christie challenged it, but Powell missed.
Once he get in the lane.
Harden defending Dinwiddie. PJ against Bogdanovich. Should be able to overpower Washington with 2. With 3:07 to go in the second. And free throw shooting percentage have been these last 3 seasons.
They're free throws for a reason. You got to be able to make your freebies. Washington Jr. misses.
Team shooting into the wall here at Intuit Dome, as we said last night, are a bit under 75% for the season. It is having an impact. Speaking of an impact, Davis is having one defensively. AD's limping a little bit. It's his left knee that I just saw him reach down to touch. He's arriving onto the scene now. And will screen and will roll. Dinwiddie picked up his dribble. Christie on the attack. Picks it up in the paint. Still time to make something happen. But Najee Marshall's going to have to make it happen right now. Made a beeline to the basket. And again, wow, puts a shot up. And Clippers up by 9. They want to send Harden right rather than left. And Washington steps over after Dinwiddie sitting right. And has the block shot. And now it goes right back to Anthony Davis. There was a kick out, a refeed inside, but a miss on the doorstep. Zubac tried to save it in. Looped out to near center court. Davis. Harden defending. Davis goes to work, elevates over the defense, doesn't get the roll. Pinned against the glass. And Davis, nice move, working way underneath the basket to save it back in play. 6 of 15 from the floor. One dribble for rhythm. Short for Davis. Another tap out rebound. That was by PJ. And a heave. And it is Christie. Drano. And Dallas creeps. They have stayed connected through any number of different things. Good defense. Some second chance points. A burst by Klay. And here's Kristaps.